There's a really important core principle in conversion that we need to look at today, especially for online leads. This is one of the biggest problems I see in the industry. We get sold lead after lead. Hey, Zillow sells you a lead, Realtor.com sells you a lead, Homes.com sells you a lead, Facebook advertisers trying to sell you a lead, pay-per-click advertisers selling you a lead. Everybody's trying to sell you a lead. And it was so funny when Gary Keller a couple of years back said, oh, by the way, there was 100 million leads sold to real estate agents last year, and there was only 5.5 million sales. So he said something funny like, someone made a lot of money, but I don't think it was the real estate agents. I think it was the people that were selling leads. So this is super important. Now, there's a second part to this that's so critical is, man, we are busier than ever. If you have any lead generation system operating in your favor, it's very easy to get a lot of leads right now, not complicated. If you don't know how to get a lead, then you and I need to talk because we've got a whole nother problem to solve. So for those of you that are getting a lot of leads between pay-per-click or Facebook or Zillow or whatever you're doing, YouTube, virtual open houses, one of my buddies is killing it there, right? So whatever you're doing that's getting a lot of leads, this is critical. Here it is. What's the definition of a lead? See, my dad used to do this training where he would say, you tell me the definition of a lead and I'll tell you how many homes you're going to sell. And he would go around the room and he'd say, tell me what your definition of a lead is. And they'd say, well, it's someone who's, interested in buying, selling real estate. And he'd say, right, you're going to sell 3 homes a year. And they'd be like, what? Because everybody's interested in buying and selling real estate. And this is exactly what Gary Keller was pointing out is there was 100 million people who expressed interest in buying and selling real estate or the value of their home or interested in listings or interested in the topic of real estate. 100 million people. Wait, and then 5% of them actually did it, right? You see, that's the problem here is it's too easy to get access to a lead. So what's happening is we're all so busy with all these leads. And so how do we sell more homes and get some more time back? Here's the answer. Raise the definition of the standard that you have of how you define a lead. That's it. Raise the standard. So if you say a lead is, and I was talking to some great coaching clients today, and they're like, well, I had a really good conversation. And they put them into a status in their CRM at the top of the list, in a prime status, or in Boomtown, it's a hot status. I'm like, just because you had a good conversation, does that really mean that they're really a hot lead? That doesn't mean anything. What does that mean? Well, they told me everything that they wanted in the purchase of their home. Okay. Well, have you talked to them about finance? No. Okay. Well, have you, shown them a property? Oh, well, we showed them a property. We showed them a property. Okay. Well, with every Zillow lead right now, they want you to show the property. That means absolutely nothing right now. So you just have to show them a property, which is a disaster in and of itself. So there's no definition of the person. They all want to see the property. And so we're supposed to go show them. Now what? Okay, so you see, so we've got a problem here. And if we could solve this quickly, all it requires is raise your standards. So what is the definition of a lead? And so how about this? They're ready, they're willing, they will write an offer and follow my instructions. They're fully financially prepared. I know exactly what they want. And the next property that comes on the market that makes sense, that they will buy it. Okay, so there's my new standard of a lead. How many of those leads do you need to be able to achieve your goal in 2021? Right? If you want to sell 50 homes a year, all you need to do is get one of those leads per week. There's 52 weeks in the year. Take 2 weeks off, right? Okay. Or let's say let's go 48 sales a year and take an entire month off. There you go. Even better. Okay, so you can see if you raise the standard of the definition, now what a lot of you have to do is this is where the problem starts to play. And so, you know, my dad used to say, if you prospect, if you're willing to make more phone calls, if you're willing to keep making calls and keep prospecting, you don't have to tolerate. If you lead generate, you don't have to tolerate. So if right now your lead generation system, your online lead generation system is giving you enough leads, what I'm noticing right now between my pay-per-click or my Facebook or my Zillow great clients is they're actually, their standards for how they're defining what a lead is too low. So what they're doing is they're spending too much time on not necessarily unqualified, but just not the leads that they need to give all of the attention to. So they're giving all their attention to people who just have interest in and like talking about real estate and like looking at homes, but all the while they're not giving the one that is 100% ready to go and willing to work with them right now. And so this is where the problem is we need to raise our standards, give these guys less time, keep prospecting, find the best one, and then give the best one all of your attention and close them. Big shout out to my Tom Ferry coach, Mike Schum. When I was kind of struggling with this, he said, Patrick, go find the have to motivation and not the want to. And I was like, have to motivation. Good tag, good criteria. Do I know if they have a have to motivation? And it was funny, I went through all my leads, called all my top leads, refigured out what their motivation was. When I found the have to ones, boom, I did 2 or 3 deals because I gave them all of my attention right away. Thanks, Mike Schum, made me a bunch of money on that. But see, it's raised the standard of what a definition of a lead is, and then give them all of the attention so that we can buy as many leads as we want, but we're getting killed because our standards are too low. Work on this. How do you define your lead? Raise the standard, work with your CRM, work on, you know, improving the questions that you ask, work on your tags to make sure, right? Let's say I've got evidence of full pre-approval. I've done a buyer consultation with me. They've done a buyer commitment letter and signed off on me, right? But how about those, right? That's the definition of a high prime plus lead for me. What's yours? Let me know if I can help you with this. Have a great day.